Hi, it's Zubble1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version of the game. Now here I am scanning SouthishTheOne, saying no cargo and free to go. Because that's how you do piracy, you interdict, scan, and then do whatever dependent on whether they got cargo or not. Southish is here shooting 7A hatchbreaker limits at me because he wants to get revenge for that time I pirated him in Maralanja, and he has been after me for some time just shooting hatchbreakers at me. I don't think he's interested in collecting cargo. He tends to attack me when I've just got limpets on board when I'm doing piracy, but he's determined to get some cargo out of me and has been following me around with a size 7A hatchbreaker limpet on a cope cutter. Just to be a nuisance. You can tell from the name of the ship that it's just a nuisance factor that he's looking for. So far it's cost him a couple of clippers and a lot of time and effort in chasing me around. And I will just say to him that the one thing you really need to learn how to do if you're going to pirate people or chase after them and threaten to pirate them is you really need to learn how to interdict people. Now, the leader of Brown Nugget Mining normally kills a lot of people, and so I would have thought he would have been quite proficient at interdicting people. However, while I was trying to chase down that Diamondback, Selfish interdicts me. So, I'm in a Crate Phantom, which isn't a particularly great ship at evading interdictions. If you want the great ships at evading interdictions, you want a Type 7 is brilliant at evading interdictions, and oddly the Faz is awesome at evading interdictions. No idea why, just happens to work out that way. But the Crate's pretty good at dodging interdictions, as you can see here. Not a problem, so dump Southish into Super Cruise and head up after that Diamondback.
Later.
Yeah, so a little bit later when Owl had joined me, he tried again to interdict, and I'll let you hear what Owl says after this attempt. Maybe you should talk to Pirate Orc, because Pirate Orc's very good at interdicting people in a cutter. I'm not that experienced in a cutter. I got rid of mine and sold it because I'm not a big fan. It's just not the type of ship I like to fly. It's a bit of a cope ship for the type of ship people pick that, are scared of dying in Elite Dangerous or scared of losing stuff in Elite Dangerous. Tend to fly cutters. But anyway, one moment.
Message him. You ought to message him and say, now you can sit in normal space and think about what you've done, Commander.
Now I thought that would have been the end of it, but no, he did try again. And yeah, so the third attempt, a little bit better, a bit more of effort I feel, but same result. It's one of those things. One of the reasons why we pirate in wings quite often is because it's very easy to avoid interdiction. You can just turn and sit there turning on the person in Super Cruise. So obviously if there's two of you, it's very difficult to just evade the interdiction like that. The other reason is you will lose interdictions from time to time. Perseverance and you can get better at it, but it's quite often you'll lose interdictions, so it's handy to have a couple of people stacked up to chain interdict. But yeah, Southish is here trying to interdict me on his own, and it's not going well for him. So yeah, I've got to say at this point, having dumped him 3 times from interdictions.
Smug mode.
Later.
Southish did eventually get some more time with me in low space, and that was after he dropped in on our wake. So I got in my Corvette because I was due to have a 1v1 with TFI Convict, just trying out his new build, just doing a bit of testing for him. And Southish tried to interdict TFI on his way to the station, and TFI dropped Southish back into normal space and evaded the interdiction. And then the guy in the crate interdicted TFI, so we all dropped in on that, and Southish then dropped in on that. And after clearing the instance, we went off and had our 1v1. So Southish did manage to get into low space with me, but not through interdiction, but through patiently waiting for me to drop into low space and dropping on my wake. Considering the amount of time he spends chasing me around, maybe a different ship would be better, one that's not so difficult to interdict people in. I don't know. But on the subject of that cope cutter, it's not actually the strongest cope cutter I think out there, because it definitely took a paste in very quickly in this instance. But then I suppose there's two vets and a frag condor in here, so that's quite a lot of DPS, and he was trying to bank directly in front of people, which is probably not for the best. But yeah, he was soon chased out. I even gave him some assistance with the 4 shell cannons, helping him get away more quickly. But the thing is, with a cutter he can outrun everything. The only thing that's of a danger to a cutter is another cutter, really. That's why it's considered such a cope ship. But anyway, I had some fun in this instance, and then I had a fun 1v1 helping TFI Convict test his Corvette. It stood up pretty well in this instance, and yeah, both the crate and the cutter had to leave, and left us to get on with things. So all in all, Southish spent an evening trying to interdict me, failing, and then managing to drop on a wake. Maybe that's his strategy from now on. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, it does drag on a bit, but soon we do clear the instance. And I did find it funny how far Southish was away before he jumped out. He did go running off in normal space for quite a distance. But then that's cutters for you. They're either reverse skiing away from you faster than you can go forward, or just boosting away from you faster than you can go. Anyway, that's all. Thank you very much for watching.
I can still see his trails. Instance clear.